I have read both, and Urha is more effed, in my opinion. Ennead is effed because it's mainly non-con and incest. Okay, so I kind of regret not getting into Urha sooner. I did stop around volume 2, which honestly isn't very far into the story because I'm just waiting for them to release more volumes so I can catch up. If this person says that Urha is actually worse than Ennead, then maybe it's true. I don't know. I just feel like these are gods, so I feel like they live longer, so they suffered a lot more, especially Seth. Like, yeah, it's non-con, it's incest, but there's also a lot of family problems regarding, Osiris especially, and what he did to Seth. If you know, you know. That part really traumatized me, and the fact that, I can't really say it without spoiling it, but people just don't die when they're gods, right? Out of all the characters I personally read, I feel like Seth has it the hardest because he will not find peace in the afterlife or on Earth. I just feel like it's the worst BL I've ever read because of those, psychological damages. And it just feels like it can never be repaired. So I'm hoping that any ad will have a bad ending, just like how it was in Killing Stalking. Like one where it doesn't end very well and maybe it leaves you to like open interpretation. I enjoy that type of ending too. Compared to like the typical toxic BLs where there's like a psychopath and then you have like the other person. But in any ad, it's like multiple psychopaths that are like hyper fixated on Seth and they all come after him. It just feels like he can't catch a break. There's no escape, whether it's in this life or the next one. I guess if there's anything Ennead has any other series in common with, it's probably TGCF. Like, I'm always comparing those two all the time. Both series have gods in them, and like they both suffer. It's just Ennead is like a lot more intense than TGCF. And no spoilers, but I am caught up with Ennead so far, and I feel like season 2 has gotten a lot better. Once you read through like the traumatic part, it does improve. There's like some character development, and so I feel like maybe things will actually be better and it won't be as intense anymore. I will put it out there that I am totally open to changing my mind. I also really want to get started on Urha when they release more volumes, and I'll try to binge read it, and then hopefully I will come back with a follow-up and see which one is worse. But in terms of Danmei, Case File is still worse than Urha, right? Like, do you guys have any opinions? Has anybody read both of these or all three of these? Tell me which one you think is worse. Just don't spoil it. This makes me more intrigued about Urha, and it makes me really want to get back into it because I just love stuff that's angst, that's like torturous for MC. So the worse it is, the better it is. Everybody's always reading this and they're like, oh my gosh, I hope it gets better for MC. I hope Seth finds peace. And I'm just like, no, I want it to be really bad for him. It's so awful, but it just feels like thrill. Like, this is the closest I ever get to, the horror genre where like the MC goes through a lot of awful stuff, and then you feel like the rush from reading it. I'll need to read Urha and Case File and then get back to you guys on if I change my mind or not. This is so exciting. I can't wait.